The Immigration Department of Canada is currently on a planning stage for the TR to PR pathway. The TR to PR pathway allows temporary workers and international students to be permanent residents in Canada the faster way. Hello everyone, this is Ricey and this is Quest Canada, and for you to know more information about this new PR pathway, tune in and watch this video. The TR to PR pathway was initially released in 2021, last year. Because of the COVID situation, the focus during the time were international students and essential workers. Now, there is already a backlog on this program, and the government or the Immigration Department plans to release this PR pathway again. Now, again, they are on their planning stage, and according to press releases, the Immigration Department is looking at releasing or launching this program again before the end of the year. So now, while we all wait in great anticipation for the relaunch of this program, TR to PR pathway, it always makes sense for you to be aware and prepared of the documentations required so that you hit the ground running as soon as this program is released, and we will dive deep into those documentations. First and foremost, get yourself acquainted and well-versed on the IRCC forms. In order for you to have your checklist of documents, you will have to create an account with IRCC first, and you can open an account at IRCC, which is your GC account, as soon as the program opens. Nevertheless, you do have access to the forms that IRCC requires when it comes to TR to PR program, and this list are based on the list provided by the IRCC in 2021. If you visit canada.ca website, you will find all the basic IRCC forms and documents required. Here, the basic forms required are the generic application form, Schedule A, Schedule 3, additional family information, and your travel history. Read these forms, especially the travel history, if you did a lot of travel in the past. Aside from the IRCC forms, of course, there are other documents required and you have to prepare for, such as your IELTS or your CELPIP. Generic or general test is required. Both CELPIP and IELTS are accepted. Both these documents actually expire as well, and be cautious of the expiration date. By the way, guys, if you want to know more information about how to be an international student here in Canada, and you haven't got a clue where to start, where to begin, you haven't got a clue which program to take, where to apply at, or which school to go to, connect with me, info@questcanadaca.com, or visit our website, and you will have access to many downloadables. Those are free for you to get started with your dream of coming to Canada. The second one is that if you finish a degree outside of Canada, you certainly need WES or the ECA, which is the equivalency of education here in Canada. What's funny about ECA, I find, is that if you are to use it on immigration purposes, this paper expires every 5 years. But if you will use it on just generic purposes, it does not expire. Whatever the reasoning behind it, I do not know. Perhaps ECA just wants to earn more money from people, but there is an expiration to it if you did finish your school outside of Canada. This is normally applicable to dependents or OWP of the international students. The third document you have to be ready for are your proof of employment. These are your certificate of employment, your tax slips or income slips, your notice of assessments. This will have to be prepared in advance for you to get going on this application. The fourth set of documents that you have to be ready with are your security clearances. Security clearances can be cumbersome at times, most especially if you lived in different countries for over 6 months. If you lived in any country for over 6 months, you have to have your security clearances in all those countries, meaning your police certificate proving that you did not commit any crime in all those countries and you did abide by the laws of those countries. Now, the last thing is that IRCC is nosy. They want to know everything and anything about you. They want to know where you lived in the last 10 years, where you worked in the last 10 years, where you went in the last 10 years, whether you lived in a certain country or just traveled in a certain country, what you did in the last 10 years, whether you worked, you studied, you traveled, or you were just plain lethargic, you were unemployed. It doesn't matter. You have to put everything in a list and tell them with no gaps at all, telling them what you did and what happened to your life in the last decade. And this is necessary. It's important to note for you and be cautious that there should be no gap in terms of time.